And we
Hey guys, this is V Man from No Budget Productions, and above me is my good friend Frank. How are we doing tonight, Frank?
I am doing fantastic there, my buddy there, Vance or V Man or C Man or D Man or
Hey, we go
whatever.
through all the letters. It's all right, man. D Man, that sounds a little like Pornhub, not YouTube. Yeah. You and your poll, man. You and your poll.
I'm looking for that. Yes. Actually, hey, look at we have two online right now. That's really great. Thanks for everybody coming in. I know it was a little short notice because one of us, the dumber of the two, didn't think to put this on earlier.
Hmm. With no names mentioned, Frank.
No, yeah, we just lost that number two, so it's just you and I right now.
They left out. They felt insulted. They're like, "Oh, dumb one. Oh, man."
Yeah. Okay.
So
So,
you
well,
have not. So you have not seen the film tonight.
I
I have.
specifically did. I didn't do it because you yell at me every time I watch the film we're supposed to review.
Right. So I watched it. I watched it in large part because of NerdTube, their review, and I had to call Zam afterwards and talk a little bit. Now Zam is a little harsh on films, uh, but they gave some good criticisms. Some things I agreed with, some things I didn't. But when you and I a couple of weeks ago, I think we were supposed to do last Friday for Critical Not Cynical, and we both just kind of dropped the ball. But that's kind of what happens with YouTube. Real life comes first. And yeah, shit happens. But when we decided to come do this week, I was like, let's go ahead and both watch it. I think you and I both kind of hit that balance, the fairness of fan films. I mean, we'll call a spade a spade. If we like something, we like it. And to our friends and you know, foes, we'll say if something's good or not. From a filmmaker perspective, because we've made some great films and we've made some bad ones. So we don't come at it from a
Whoa, 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 whoa,
we're
whoa! You may have made some bad ones.
bless your
I,
heart.
I,
Look,
I haven't made enough to have any bad or good ones yet.
well, I mean, again, going back to that Pornhub, I've seen the bad ones, Frank. So uh, that being said, we come at it from a filmmaker perspective, and not necessarily, we're better than this person. So when we look at something, it's a little different than just your armchair critic. Um,
Mhm.
so that being said, yeah, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts before we actually discuss this one. So, and it's from a friend of the channel, friend of ours, Sam Cockings. If you guys don't know, he's from Trek Yards, which I can't really imagine anyone in the fan film community not knowing who he is. But great CGI guy. Um, clever in many rights there. But question is, does this film hold up to the cleverness of Sam Cockings? And we shall see. So
Yeah.
that being said,
Well, I was going to say, why don't we give it a few more seconds and give people a chance to squander in here? So let me
okay.
know what you've been up to lately because we haven't really talked that much lately. Well, we have, but not a lot.
Well, I've been writing, finishing up, the little touches on my final fan films. I'm getting the pieces together for my final one, which is called "Some of Us Stand on Our Own Together," which Sam, who's done this one, is in that one actually. By the way, you are too as well.
Oh,
Um, and it's kind of nice to be able to see as the story for not only the Kelvin universe Menard, but for regular Menard, for the Phantom, all of the stories kind of wrap up. Um, and then to be able to just say, all right, guys, here you go. Here are the 130 fan films or 120 some fan films. Wrap them up and kind of put the bow on it and walk away. It's kind of nice to be able to do that. So that's what I've been up to is kind of overseeing that whole thing, and then spending time as as a family. I went on a date with Mona today, which is kind of nice. Royce's last day of school, and just spending time as family, focusing on my health, which is something that I've needed to do for a while now. What about yourself, man?
Well, I've been basically getting used to, like working back in the office and stuff like that. That's why I haven't really been there. But we're getting ready to shoot our next film, which is called Rebirth. Rebirth. And we're going to be shooting that. And thank you for writing the extra scenes to it. It's going to hopefully be a really good epic film. We're going to be shooting on location. We're going to, of course, be shooting on the bridge. And I'm really looking forward to, getting out there and producing this, and we'll see what happens. And we'll see, not sure exactly when it's going to all come together, but we hopefully will have it definitely before the end of the year. So we'll see what happens on that.
Well, interesting thing about Rebirth, when we first started that film, it was, it was, we had kind of a certain perspective of the crew and where we were going. And when you came up to me a couple of weeks ago and said, hey, we kind of want to do this with the film, which was basically just adding in extra scenes with, expanding some characters who we've kind of added since, who we know are going to be part of the, cast and crew going forward. And then, of course, like you said, adding the, now the sets that you have, because again, when you write something, you have to work within your means. And now we have those sets available to us, just adding those in, just kind of fleshing out a bigger story. It really makes it more of a complete story than it was just the away mission stuff, so the fans are really in for a nice treat. Whereas with most fan films, they try to go on the galactic scale and this most epic adventure, where we're not really doing that. We're kind of dealing with characters and character driven stories first, and we kind of always approach the threshold of the epicness, but we deal with the characters first, and we let them deal with it. We never really go with them on that adventure. We let the characters, we let the drama unfold with the story of what they're doing between the characters. Does that make, is that what your thoughts are on it too, or?
Absolutely. I mean, we're more of a character-driven show with window dressing instead of a window dressing show with stick figures.
Yeah, no, that's where a lot of fan films kind of get into, is you don't really attach to the character. You just kind of feel like, why do I care about this? And with us, when something actually big happens, you're going to care because those people. As soon as you see them, you attach them. Kind of like when we look at, like we see a picture of, Jonathan Frakes in a Star Trek uniform, we instantly think Riker, and our heart goes out to him, and that's what we want for our characters. When we see the character in uniform, we think of those characters. Whereas a lot of other fan films, it's just generic person number, whoever, in a Star Trek uniform. We don't really care. It could be an actor, it could be cosplay. We don't really fucking know, and that's the difference between, I think, what we're doing or what we're trying to do, and a lot of fan films out there. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So that being said.
Yeah, that being said, why don't we start it, and we'll see who comes in, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely. All right. We'll mute our mics, and we'll go from there, man.
Hey, Tony, don't make me put a rank on you. You scurvy dog, you. Oh, good, yet. God, the picking camera's actually working now. This is, who am I again? Oh, yeah, that's right. This is Ambassador Sam Grissom of the Rain Cross. Yes, that's it. We're up the Rain Cross, and uh, we're looking for any warp-capable ship. That fast type of thing that goes through the air. However, with our predicament, we'll take anything, including maybe a garbage cow. However, we need help. Yes, that's what we need. We need help. Oh, I hear the sounds. Oh yes, yes.
I think you're right. We should have put that in our movie instead of, just very disturbing, Frank. That smile, dude. That is a smile to scare children. I swear. It haunts dreams, Frank.
My name is Frank Parker. I'm one of the executive producers for Crossroads, Project Gemini.
Silly Frank.
Captain, 4 new ships incoming.
Open a channel to the lead Tholian vessel. This is Captain Keeley of the USS Horizon. Tholian ships. You're a little lost. You're in Federation space. I can ignore the treaty violation if you leave. Now. Did they get the message?
They got it. Just no response.
Tholians. They never make it easy. What's their weapon status?
Fully charged.
Oh, the silence is deafening. Red alert. Open a channel to the Tholian fleet. Weapons powered and nothing to say. Let's not start a war here.
They're charging the web emitters.
Tactical. Charge phasers, load quantum torpedoes. Tholian ships, my tactical officer has his finger on the button, and you're on our side of the border. Respond now or never.
The lead Tholian ship is hailing.
Finally, on screen.
You are outnumbered, Horizon. Leave the area.
And you are outgunned. This ends one of two ways. Whatever you're here for, it's not worth it.
We wish free passage. An Admiral Lasky temporal radiation has been detected. We must intercept.
If you want a scientific permit, contact the diplomats.
There is no time.
I'm sorry if galactic politics are tiresome. We all feel it sometimes, but follow the proper channels.
There is no time.
Please, for the sake of our treaty, leave Federation space. You have 1 minute to comply. Close the channel.
Do you think they're going to leave?
I hope so. Good choice. Stand down, red alert.
Captain, we're getting a priority 1 signal from Admiral Weir. Audio only.
I'll take it in my ready room. Helm, hold position. Admiral Weir, what can I do for you?
Captain Keeley, Horizon is in range of a new incursion. A Borg signal is coming through. Some kind of anomaly.
Borg? We've not heard a peep in years.
The Stargazer is monitoring them. Admiral Picard is en route, along with the nearest ships. You'll be in the second wave.
If this is a new invasion...
Then it may not matter how many ships we can send. I know what I'm asking, Captain.
Yes, Admiral.
They've asked to join the Federation.
I don't believe it.
Get to it. We need every ship. Good luck, Captain. Admiral, we are out.
Helm, use the coordinates Admiral Weir sent. Plot a course. Maximum warp. I hope Admiral Picard knows what he's doing.
So that's not the one that they did on NerdTube that I saw.
Oh, I do apologize.
Yeah, that wasn't the one.
Which one was it then?
It might have been One Small Step, maybe.
That's the latest one I could find. Let's see.
Might be that one down there. One Small Step, maybe.
Let's see.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
A family vacation in a Virgo means leaving all the craziness.
Well, maybe not all of it. Crazy.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is the one. So we'll watch this one, then we'll review both of them.
Cheap shot. Computer, shield status?
Shields at 65%.
Just a graze. They're good, but I'm so much better. You can thank Professor Zunak for that one. Computer, divert emergency power to thrusters.
Warning, thruster power at 159%. Thruster safety limit exceeded.
What is the limit? 135%?
115%.
Oh, little bit off then. Computer, override safeties. I skimmed the manual. She can handle it.
Thruster override confirmed.
She's fast, but still bulky compared to a runabout. Computer, prepare to shift thruster power to the dorsal side. One big burn, they won't even see it coming. Oh, not what I wanted to happen. Damn it! Plan B then. But first, I have to get back control. Computer, what's the bad news? How much power do I still have?
Port impulse drive offline. Starboard impulse at 64%. Thrusters at 21%.
Oh, maybe I pushed a little too far. But I can make this work. I can make this work. I know you can make this work. Don't be so fancy. Just get the job done. Arming torpedoes. Just remember what Captain Righthand said. Feel the ship. Live in the moment. Two down, 2 to go. I've got this.
Warning, ship on collision course.
Collision course? Evasive.
Training simulation complete. Level 4 reached. Total score 419.
419! Oh, I suck. I got handpicked to do this assignment. I've got to do better. Computer, how long until we reach Earth?
2 hours.
Just long enough. Ensign Anna Keeley, personal log stardate 48029.8. Challenger is heading back to Earth to drop me off for my new assignment. 8 months ago, I graduated from Starfleet Academy, 6th in my class, but with the most drive to pilot a starship. They all knew it. I was born to be out there among the stars and help lead the future to new horizons. After only a few months on Challenger, I got contacted by Commander Sisko and offered a posting I couldn't refuse. Not that I think he was going to take no for an answer. He saw my record at the Academy and wants me to pilot a new ship he helped design. When I got the subspace message, my heart skipped a beat. It was beyond amazing. I barely found my footing here, and now I'm being asked to go to what could be the new front lines. A new ship, a new crew. Not the mission I signed up for, but I would be able to make a difference. Commander Sisko saw the potential in me, and hey, that feels pretty good. I won't lay him down. Put me at the helm, and I'll make that magic happen. Captain Thalia.
Ensign Keeley, we've got you back safe and sound.
Thank you for the opportunity, Captain. Even in this short time, it's been an honor.
Good luck with that new ship. I read the report. Sounds like a piloting nightmare.
Oh, I'm sure I'll tame her, sir. I'm excited.
As you should be. Oh, and good luck with Commander Sisko. I knew him at the Academy. He's going to take a lot of risks. They can sometimes pay off.
Then we're going to get along great.
Sounds like it. Safe travels, Ensign. Dismissed.
Thank you, Captain. I think I've got everything. Let me double check. Yeah, cool. Got my toothbrush.
Ready to beam you right to the Defiance transporter room. Commander Sisko's waiting for you.
Commander Sisko's waiting for me? Guess I'm jumping into the deep end. Okay, I'm ready. Wait, no, I'm not ready. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Energize. It was a while until we actually arrived at Deep Space Nine, but when we did, Commander Sisko certainly made an impression. He left an impression on everyone, but not as much as my time on the Defiant would leave on me. For better and worse.
So you can go ahead and stop it right there, Frank. There's no after credits or nothing. So,
no after credits? What is wrong with this? Hey, Matt.
So that was Hey Matt, how you doing, man? So that was the one that we watched on NerdTube, and they had reviewed. So I actually enjoyed the first movie that we watched a little bit better than this one. So first off, what are your thoughts on the two films?
Okay, well, the first one I kind of enjoyed. I mean, I enjoyed both of them to degrees. I like the way that actually was done. I noticed that they had a very familiar voice at the end, at least in my world. That was Gary. Gary played at the end. So, but I think to tell you the truth, the good thing about both films is I do enjoy his actual CGI. I mean, he does do a fairly decent job. I mean, he does a great job at it. I'm not going to say he doesn't. I mean, that is a good thing. The first one, I enjoyed the acting. It was very short. The only thing I didn't like about it was the fact that it really didn't give it. It seemed like it was, you have the Tholians in front of you. Get out of here. Why were they there? It just leaves me with, why are we doing this? What is the end of, what was the purpose of the film? I know, is this going to be a continuation of something? Or is it just that they wanted to be the first people in the world to use the Picard uniform? I don't know. I have a feeling that there was a little bit of, they wanted to be the first ones to use the Picard uniform. Is the only thing I can think of. The second one, it was cute. It was a cute one. I mean, the thing is about using the same actress all the time, to me, is they never give her a real identity. You can't character build when you're using the same actress to portray different people all over the spectrum. You never get a backstory. And I think that that's really needed for her, because she's in a lot of his stuff. So,
well, they over on NerdTube, they actually ranked it pretty high, and my biggest thing about NerdTube is a lot of times they're a lot more harsh than you or I am. And this is the first time that I actually called Zam up. Was like, hey man, you actually gave a little higher score than I would have. He was like, oh really? I was like, yeah, you are. And the reason, the one thing that they had said was, the CGI was great. And that's the one thing you brought up here, which for me, when you're dealing with Sam, and again, love Sam, but the one thing that you have to take off the table, and this is being constructive, constructive criticism, when you're dealing with, a guy that does CGI all the time, of course it's going to be great CGI. Give me something else. So you have to take that off the table. So, on a 10 rating scale, they gave him a 7. I think one of them gave an 8. I took the CGI out of the equation. I gave them a fucking 2. Because to me, the CGI shouldn't even be a factor. Why do I care about the character? And again, we're not dealing with the first film we watched. We're dealing with just the one that I had seen previously. The entire time the person is talking to the computer, that's extremely distracting. You should have had somebody else there talking to her in a simulation, regardless of whether it's a test or not. I don't understand why she's talking to the computer. I don't have a reason to care for the character. If you had had somebody else to play off of her, regardless whether that was a simulation or real life, somebody would bounce ideas off of, a Robin to her Batman per se. give me a reason to care, because I don't. Now we have on the bridge, you have Pixie playing the Andorian. Of course, she's, fluffing her up saying, oh, you're this great cadet, whatever. Cisco's going to love you. Cisco handpicked you. But you're telling me, you're not showing me. All you're showing me is her talking to a computer. I don't give two fucks about that. That doesn't mean anything to me. The other problem that I have, when you do show me the CGI, why would I see the Defiant get hit by Jim Hadar in a simulation if it's a simulation? It's one thing to see it on the view screen, because that in that world, of course it's going to be there, but why would the simulation show a battle that's not really happening in that world? You wouldn't see that. You're in a simulation. It wouldn't work like that. You'd see everything on the view screen, but the world mechanics of that, you wouldn't see what's going on outside that.
Yeah,
So
I never thought of it from that point, but I can see what you're saying. It's
so to me, this was a poorly written script. Take out the CGI. This was just a bad script. To me, it needed a script polish. Someone to go look at this and go, this fundamentally just doesn't work. We don't have a reason to care about the character. I don't need Pixie to tell me, well, this is why you should care. I need to see and base for myself why I care. If I have to be told to care, I'm not going to. So to me, this was a CGI artist that was writing a script that had no business writing a script. You should have stuck to CGI, which is something you're awesomely good at.
Yeah, I think a lot of these scripts are just to show off his CGI, which is fine, but it doesn't. Right. Like I said, it doesn't give you the substance that you would like to see.
At the end of the story, I cared even less than I did when I began, because it ends abruptly on, I was on the Defiant and it changed, I changed the Defiant, but it changed me even more. And then it just ends. Okay, but why? I don't understand what you're talking about. I mean, he recreated the scene from The Search Part 1 where the Defiant decloaks, which is great. I mean, again, awesomely done. But what are you talking about? And the thing is, it's one thing to allude to other things like, hey, there's going to be a part 2, or there's going to be, which was one reason why when you mistakenly played the first video we watched, I'm like, oh, great, here's this character again. Awesome. Maybe we're going to get some more substance. But the same mistakes that I saw in this one, I saw in the Tholian one, where it's like, I don't understand. And I get slammed for the same things in my films. I'm obviously going to have to go and see, am I missing something, or is this it? Because if this is just to watch great CGI, I don't need that. So I don't know if I don't understand what I'm watching. It's extremely confusing, and to a brand new person who has never seen fan films, it should be more accessible. I feel it should say to be continued in this film, or previously on this film. It should be understandable that this is part of a series, instead of boom, here you go, this is dropped into this world. It doesn't stand on its own. You can watch it and be good, because again, it's basically like 30 seconds of a 2-hour movie, and you're like, what did I just watch? It's extremely confusing. Although it was nice to see her again and go, okay, you're on the command path, but what does this mean? Again, I spent 20 minutes of my life and I don't understand any of it. So yeah, yeah. What are your thoughts, man? I'm not trying to shit on it.
Don't make me slap you. That had more substance.
I wouldn't go there, Frank. I think you're trying to fish for compliments and you're not going to find it. Not from me.
Damn it. But yeah, no, I mean, you can tell, and bless his heart, Sam likes showing off his CGI, and I can appreciate it. But I think it would be better to see Sam's CGI in the films that he helps create, with the CGI.
Yeah.
Like the stuff in Dreadnought Dominion, like the stuff that he does for Nick Cook and stuff like that, because that's where you have the writer. And you know, you and I have discussed this because I said, you know, Vance, I should go out and learn how to edit, and I should do this, this, and this. You said, Frank, stop. You build sets, you act, and you produce. Don't go into something that you're not familiar with. Stick with your strengths.
Yep. Yeah, I don't feel that writing is his strength. I really feel like you know, his attention to detail on some things is really good. On the CGI, of course, I feel like at this point you really should take CGI off the table. Everybody knows he's great. You know, his attention to detail on uniforms, second to none. This guy knows his shit.
Don't say that. Mr. Broughton will be really upset.
And we all know that I care in the highest regard.
Yes, I know you do.
Yes, I do. You know, it's one of those things. I feel like this really needed a script polisher to go, you know, this works, this doesn't. Because as a fan, if I was a brand new fan, I would really come into this and go, I don't know why I should come back. I don't know why I should tune in. And outside, you know, and as a fan of fan films already, who's familiar with the community, I'm asking those same questions of why should I tune in again? I don't understand what I'm watching, and I'm not trying to be difficult. I just simply don't understand. And again, I get slammed for the same shit when people are like, what am I watching? That's why I went through all 120 some films, you know, and relabeled them, you know, in the name and put Constar Chronicles, even though technically some of them are named in the credits as Constar Continues and Constar Completed. Like I just put Constar Chronicles because that's what it's mostly named of, but it clearly shows, hey, this is a series. Like I just don't understand. So again, I don't understand what I'm watching, or why I should care. And with those characters, I don't care about her based on what's put there.
I'm just putting things through here.
Sure.
I have a question for Matthew. This is interesting. Can you kind of explain what that means?
Put Vic against Sam, there might be a contest. I don't understand what that means.
I don't understand. Matthew, what do you mean on that, just out of curiosity?
But yeah, I mean, I you know, seeing the you know, the Jim Hadar fight, you know, the Defiant was obviously beautiful. Seeing the Tholians there, especially in the 25th century, man, that's fucking great. And seeing the Tholian on screen, man, you've got some great eye candy. What I wanted was some emotional connection, and I just didn't feel it. And I loved seeing the bridge. You know, seeing Sam on bridge. I wish we had seen some of that. You know, someone else was in the background just pressing buttons. And I love that. I wish we had seen some of that on the Defiant. You know, just having them in the background, even if they weren't doing anything, just someone, or you know, instead of the computer. I mean, obviously you had a voice with the computer. Why couldn't you have just had that been a person in a uniform?
Yeah. The other thing too, when you take a look at least in the first one, it kind of tied it back to the actual where they want now the ship to help the fleet out with Picard and the Borg coming in. So at least there was a tie in there that you could say, okay, their next shot is to go help the fleet that, you know, that is, you know, confronting the Borg Queen and in that in second season. I'm not saying, I mean, there wasn't really, yeah, okay, we're here at Deep Space Nine. It just didn't seem like there was any connection, you know, okay.
Yeah. I didn't understand, like, why are the Tholians there? Is this gonna, and again, if this is part of a series, I feel like that should be, it really should be connected, because again, you and I know that this is like part of an 8-part series. I think it's 8.
Is it part of an 8-part series, or is this just certain little fan films that he's putting out there?
I think it's part of an 8-part series that are connected between each other. I think. I think they're interwoven. I believe. Again, I'm not really sure, because if because again, even Trek shorts, that had a common name where you went into it knowing what you were getting into. With these, I don't know. And it's kind of jarring to watch it. I just don't know what I'm watching. I kind of want to bring Sam on for just talk to him, maybe interview him or something, be like, hey man, so what's going on with these? Just to kind of talk to him, because I don't know.
Yeah,
and I never want.
And he's usually he'll let you know what's going on with him. But anyways, but I mean, I agree. Usually, and for those, if there's anybody out there that haven't seen the way we normally do these, or the way that, with the original way that Vance and I used to do this, is we usually like to get the content creators on there, because they're part of our tribe, and we like to find out, we like to pick their brains as to why they do different things. And if we say something on here, and Sam's there, he can say, well, this is what I was thinking, so we have a better idea of what's going on. Because in all fairness, I don't know what he was thinking. I'm just seeing what is on the screen now, but there might be a logical reason where you go, oh, the light bulb moment is there.
Well, that happened one time with Randy, where with Randy Rand, when we were like, this doesn't make any sense. This is kind of hokey.
The Quincy character, because why can't Grissom remember? Have Tamara do a mind meld or something like that to get him to remember what was going on, and then he explained to us that Quincy was not supposed to know that was part of the series, and we went, oh, okay, because I had
made perfect sense. And that's one of the things where, at least I don't know if you have, but I know I have been slammed, unjustly, where it's like, oh, this doesn't make sense, and this doesn't make sense. And it's like, dude, give me a chance to defend myself. So, don't, nobody mistake us. We're not saying, we're not saying we're better than Sam, or we're not saying Sam should stop. We support him, hey, make what you want to make. And if this makes you happy, hey, awesome, but
I'll post it on Crossroads site and say, hey, Sam's got something coming out.
Again, we support everybody that we review, even if we don't care for the film, or if we love it, 10 times Tuesday, like, we support everybody, make what you want to make. We just, again, we're critical of stuff, we're not cynical. I mean, it's, there's a big difference,
you should see the way we attack our films.
Right? So Matt says, well, I'm listening to all this. There might be a contest upon backstory for different ways, character strengths. The CGI won't even matter when you see the story for all these strengths. I'm listening to all this. There might be a contest upon backstory for different ways, character strengths. CGI won't. I'm still confused. Okay, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Go ahead, Matthew. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. No. Well. Anyway, we've come to about the 45-minute mark, which is about the time I got to go do my thing. So.
Yeah.
So anyway, I guess we'll do a film next week, or maybe we'll reach out to Sam and see if maybe we can do maybe kind of a touch upon, get one of his other films maybe next time. Next time he gets another film out, we'll reach out to him and get him on the show, and then kind of touch base upon some of these things again.
You're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate.
What's
me.
That now?
You're gonna hate me. Next week is Con Carolinas.
We're consistently inconsistent. I like it.
Yes, we are consistently in. Yeah. If I had been smart enough last week, we would have had 2 in a row.
You and me both, my friend. That's all right though. It's this is just fucking YouTube. It's all right.
Yeah, no, I mean, I want to get back to these because I enjoy this. And let's see, I'll have Con Carolinas, and then I don't have anything until my birthday weekend, July 23rd, and that will be the next convention. So we'll have some time to do those during that time frame, because I'll be shooting on Saturdays. I won't be doing anything on Friday nights. If I do anything on Friday night, it's going to be setups.
All right, we'll do more of these when you get back, man. No worries. We'll continue them. So no worries. So we'll skip next week. The week after, we'll do more. So cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right. So all right, guys. Well, with that being said, Frank, thank you for doing this with me. Man, it was a lot of fun. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
All right. And with everybody.
I'll see you before then because, 3:00 comes early here. You're still sending me damn things at 3:00 in the morning. I hear this bing.
I do say, well, it's good. Well, you're the one that sends me memes, and I'm like, why are you sending me this? I'm trying to.
Because I know you hate them.
It makes my teeth itch, dude.
That's why I use this all the time in our messages.
It's even better.
Yeah, well, see, you don't have that. I have this.
So Dave G Sound says a most interesting conversation, guys. Thank you for being on. Hey, Dave. It's honestly it's just 2 geeks talking, having fun. If you enjoy the conversation, hey, that's what it's all about. We're glad you joined us. If you found it interesting, we did our job. I love talking to Frank. It's just a way to kind of enjoy ourselves and in a fucking crazy world where everything's just fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. This gives us a little bit of normalcy, and that's pretty fucked up when Frank is the normal.
I was going to say, this is normal? This is, people say that I live in my own little world, which is fine because people know me there.
Yeah, which is that 3 a.m. and you get the what? Dang it, Frank. Let me know where's that block button at? God damn it!
What are you talking about? You sent it to me.
Well,
my German shepherds. They go, "Who the hell is banging Daddy in the morning?"
Did you say who's banging Daddy?
I don't know who's banging Daddy.
What the hell? See, again, it's that Pornhub thing we're talking about. Damn it, Frank! What is? Stay off. Go take your meds, Frank.
No, not me. I don't need to take meds. I just, what's your name again?
No. Yeah. With that being said, everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us. That being said, be genuine, be safe, and keep on geeking on, guys.